Sims 4 bugs and stability issues may only get worse. And I'm not just talking about the new DLC packs outpacing bugs, which of course is a big issue. A new layoff of around 300 Electronic Arts employees shows a pattern of how games like The Sims are struggling due to larger issues. So the recent news just broke that EA is cutting another 200 jobs, bringing the grand total of job losses recently to around 300. Supposedly, they are treating people of care and respecting the process. But don't worry, we're going to actually look at some reviews of people who worked previously for Electronic Arts and show that is probably not the case. Now, these recent cuts do affect the EA's experience team, and the experience team typically serves players in customer service, fan care, and marketing, although apparently other departments saw reductions as well. And unfortunately, I don't have the full details about this, but if it could impact customer service, that definitely is not a good sign. Quote, as part of our continued focus on our long-term strategic priorities, we've made select changes within our organization that more effectively align teams and allocate resources in service of driving further growth. Now, honestly, it is a lot of PR speak. They also talk about treating their people with care and respect, working to minimize impact by helping affected employees, and I'm going to show you why I don't really think that is the case. And unfortunately, these 200 layoffs come on top of 100 other layoffs. The other 100 layoffs were impacted at Respawn, where 2 early stage projects have been canceled. Now, honestly, this is happening a lot with AAA games, but I am very concerned about the extent of people losing their jobs, both for their own well-being and also the overall impact on the quality of the games we're getting. And so, while we do want to advocate for Sims 4 bugs being fixed, unfortunately, there are really big warning signs. Between 2023 and 2025, Electronic Arts as a whole cut an estimated 1,885 jobs across multiple studios. Now, this is how it breaks down. In February of 2023, 200 quality assurance testers were cut from Baton Rouge. In March of 2023, 775 employees were laid off, which is 6% of the global workforce. In August of 2023, another 50 employees were let go, this time for BioWare. In February of 2024, 670 employees were laid off, and in January 2025, over 100 for BioWare as well. So again, not all these are directly impacting Sims, but it does show warning signs for EA in general, and of course, quality assurance and customer service employees being cut also is not a good sign. I was looking to see what the EA experience team was, and while I couldn't find one specific team, they do have teams on their official website. It could include a customer experience such as fan care, people experience, and of course there's also the concern with quality verification and standards cuts. And I hate to tell you, but this extends even more. This could also lead to more outsourcing of localization and quality assurance. As this report notes, the gaming industry is the latest to experience a wave of layoffs. Electronic Arts is reporting as cutting more than 650 jobs, while Microsoft slashed 1,900 jobs at Activision Blizzard and Xbox. Meanwhile, Sony has decreased its global PlayStation division by 8%. So again, this is just not looking good, not just for Electronic Arts, but the state of the gaming industry as a whole. In addition, we also know that companies like Electronic Arts and Krafton are prioritizing investing in AI, especially generative AI, and many are predicting that there are going to be even more layoffs in the future. Again, we're just going to see a difference in how games are being produced. But going back to The Sims, it is hard to tell exactly how it's going to impact The Sims. However, I can assure you that quality assurance is not being treated as well as they could be. And overall, there are notes of instability. We did get a new bug fix team at some point, but it's unclear if they are still all employed. And honestly, the transparency and communication, even from Sims Direct, has gone downhill. And while we are getting, of course, base game updates with bug fixes, it's just really not looking good. And honestly, I'm not feeling any better when I look at reviews from quality assurance team members. On Glassdoor, many quality assurance members who formerly worked for Electronic Arts are saying there's just not any stability. They said, a great company to work for, but having a contract contract role is tough, knowing you will be done and not able to go back. I understand layoffs are typical in the industry, but ample warning would help a lot of people. Temporary contract positions really don't make a whole lot of sense when you're making new hires sign NDAs. There were very few opportunities for overtime. It was only when we were behind on testing near a season release that they would allow us to take overtime. So overall, they talk a lot about the lack of job security and also just no word of warning, you are just laid off. Honestly, this is bad not just for the people who are working there and human beings in general, but it's also bad for the stability of a game. If you're relying so much on contract workers and you're constantly laying people off or even hiring new people, there could be a lack of cohesion in your testing. And honestly, these constant disruptions could be part of the problem of why we see so many issues in Sims 4 and of course other games. And to get a bigger picture of just how bad this is, look at the gaming industry layoffs from January 2023 to 2024. And as always, of course, I will be linking my sources. You can check them out for yourself. It is really powerful to look at how many people have been laid off and also thinking about what even is going on in games like The Sims. And yes, I do think there's bigger issues at Electronic Arts and of course The Sims, but if we look at this right here, you can see a lot of studios are really struggling right now. Also, the horrible thing about all this is, while we're getting less and less care put into packs, in my opinion, and also more and more bugs just piling up, at the same time, there's a real human impact too. And you might say, why is this even happening? Honestly, that is complex, but there are different theories. Many developers believe the reason behind the industry's mass layoffs is pandemic related. Studios that ballooned in headcount are now facing harsh realities as people spend their money elsewhere. Quote, I see it as a correlation now that revenue is back to more normal levels post-pandemic. Job insecurity, of course, can lead to bigger problems for developers than just finding new work. Developers on work visas do face the threat of deportation and losing the lives they built abroad. So again, I do like to talk about what's going on in Sims, and yes, I do think this is negatively impacting The Sims, but there are also people working on these games, people that are working on temporary contracts. These were people that were laid off and what they did afterwards. As you can see here, we have top management, HR, game design, project management, programming, quality assurance, and art and design. And so the rich irony here is that we do keep getting DLC pumped out for Sims 4, but there is bigger issues going on in the background. I do think Electronic Arts is not totally sunk, but I do think they're facing some substantial issues. Overall, I'm not saying that this is definitely going to impact The Sims, but I definitely don't see it as a positive thing. But let me know what you think in the comments below. If you want me to do a deeper dive into the layoffs or how it's impacting The Sims or other games, definitely just let me know, or if you have any other ideas. As always, please take care, and I will see you in the next video.